Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Tuesday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is August 14th, 2018, and now the news at noon.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, the risk of erosion from the Plateau Fire's burn scar into McPhee Reservoir is considered low according to the recent hydrology report. Burn specialists and hydrologists flew over the fire area Saturday, focusing on plateau and beaver drainages. Monsoonal rains could push some sediment into channels that feed McPhee Reservoir, but it will not be a significant amount, said San Juan National Forest hydrologist Shauna Jensen. The limited amount of ash on the mesa tops will likely stay there and will not wash into canyons, the report said. Also, the low-intensity fire and unburned areas in the Plateau and Beaver Creek drainages might help filter the sediment. This is significant as it will buffer any sediment that comes from the hill slopes, Jensen said. These slopes are mainly a mix of unburned areas and low and moderate intensity burns, with isolated areas of high-intensity burns, the report states. Unburned areas and low-intensity burns dominate the area, and moderate-intensity areas make up about one-third of the canyon areas. The mesa tops surrounding Plateau and Beaver Creek drainages will not contribute a significant amount of sediment to Plateau Creek or Beaver Creek because they have little to no slope, the report states. A summary states that both Plateau Creek and Beaver Creek drainages are low-gradient streams that are not prone to debris flows.
Reported in the Journal, courtesy photo, the Bull Draw Fire, burning in a remote area 12 miles northwest of Nucla, has grown to 21,790 acres, of about 2,000 acres in 24 hours, the Type 2 Blue Team said on Monday. Containment increased to 19% from an estimated 12% on Sunday. The fire's estimated containment date is set for September 15th. The fire is considered the top priority in the Rocky Mountain region, meaning that the team would be the first to receive new resources. About 335 personnel were working on the fire as of Monday morning. Since Sunday morning's update, the 34-square-mile fire made additional runs to the northwest and southeast. The northwest edge of the fire pushed into Campbell Point and Coyote Basin area, and the southeast edge of the fire made a run towards the 2004 Campbell Fire burn scar. Only a travel camper has been damaged, the team said. On the northwestern edge, crews were building hand and bulldozer lines along the Coyote Basin to tie the fire line into the Z8 Road and 19.5 Road intersection. On the northeastern side, crews were preparing the Divide Road for burnout operations. Depending on weather, helicopters might conduct an aerial burnout operation on interior pockets of fuel too dangerous to light by ground crews. Quote, "This burnout will strengthen our indirect fire line by burning unburned fuel between the flame front and Divide Road," the team led by Commander Brian Pizarnik said. On the southeastern edge, hand crews and heavy equipment were working with an archaeologist to construct a fire line to preserve historic sites. Engines were monitoring the southern edge and assessing structures to determine how much fire and fuel mitigation would be needed to protect the structures. On the western side, the fire was spreading towards natural barriers that will limit the fire's growth and allow crews to shift their focus to more volatile areas. Regional winds from the east and southeast have brought moist air to the region, but also have helped keep storm cells in the area. The storm cells have a 10% chance of producing a fire-dampening wet rain, but also erratic winds and lightning. Afternoon temperatures were expected to reach the upper 80s on ridges and low 90s in the valley. Quote, "The Bull Draw Fire is a long-duration fire," Pizarnik said. Fire acreage will continue to grow as the fire naturally progresses towards indirect containment lines. The fire was discovered on July 29th and was apparently caused by lightning. A footnote, one can research the current theories on directed energy projects to assess if other possible ignition sources could be a possibility.
Reported by the Durango Herald, are you allergic to penicillin? If so, are you sure about that? It's surprisingly common for people to wrongly think they have a penicillin allergy, and that misconception can be dangerous for their health. 10% of all patients in the United States claim to have a penicillin allergy. Of those people, 90% are not truly allergic and can tolerate the drug. That means millions of people take alternative antibiotics, which are more expensive and can put their health and potentially the health of others at risk. The solution is a simple allergy test. A study in the British medical journal BMJ looked at 6 years' worth of medical records for patients in the United Kingdom and found that those with a penicillin allergy had an almost 70% greater chance of acquiring a MRSA infection and a 26% increased risk of C. diff. MRSA and C. diff are major health risks worldwide. The study compared adults with a known penicillin allergy to similar people without a known penicillin allergy. People labeled with a penicillin allergy are usually instead given broad-spectrum antibiotics, which may kill off more good bacteria along with the bad. This appeared to increase a patient's risk of infection with MRSA or C. diff, which are common in our environment and can live without causing any problems on someone's skin or gut. However, if a broad antibiotic kills off competing good bacteria, MRSA and C. diff can thrive and start to cause problems.
Reported by the journal File Photo, plans for prescribed burns intentionally set fires on the landscape aimed at reducing the risk of larger, more devastating wildfires have been temporarily put on hold this fall as wildfires rage across the country. Every year, the U.S. Forest Service's 3 ranger districts across the San Juan National Forest in southwest Colorado, that's Dolores, Columbine, Bayfield, and Durango, and Pagosa Springs, put together a list of burns they would like to conduct. On average, these 3 districts ignite about 6 to 10 prescribed burns, said Richard Bustamante, San Juan National Forest fire manager. This fall, the Forest Service has planned to conduct prescribed burns on about 12,000 acres in the Salls Creek and Yellow Jacket area east of Bayfield. But wildfires across the U.S. have strained firefighting resources, making it too dangerous to set a prescribed burn should it escape and go out of control. Prescribed fires are falling on the back burner right now, Bustamante said. The Forest Service's wildfire managers look at a variety of parameters to determine if it is the right time to set a prescribed burn, like how dry are dead fuels on the forest floor, as well as current and extended weather conditions. But one major factor is if firefighting resources are available should the fire get out of control. With 110 active large fires burning nearly 1.8 million acres, mostly in the western U.S., according to the National Interagency Fire Center, those resources aren't available. Holding prescribed burns in southwest Colorado isn't completely off the table this year, Bustamante said. If national fires die down and weather conditions are right, the Forest Service could go ahead with its plans. Wildfire officials also consider a community's fatigue after dealing with major wildfires, as is the case in southwest Colorado. But if conditions are right, it must take advantage of setting prescribed burns in an attempt to prevent future devastating wildfires. Quote, in fact, years like this get people's attention because they don't want a devastating wildfire again, Bustamante said. We have a lot of community support because fires under our terms are better for the future of forest health.
According to the Durango Herald, the spring of teacher uprisings has given way to summer, but these are anything but lazy days for educators continuing the fight through their own election campaigns. Hundreds of teachers are running for office in November elections, campaigning primarily on promises to address public education spending cuts and meager pay hikes that provoked walkouts in states including Arizona, Oklahoma, and Kentucky. As they spend summer break courting voters, hanging signs, and debating opponents, teachers also are seeking a measure of vengeance against state legislative incumbents perceived as not supporting their cause. In Oklahoma, where more than half the 100 educators who filed for office survived last month's primary elections, teachers describe a contentious relationship with state Republican leaders over stagnant funding for schools and the rejection of a teacher pay hike. Nationwide union counts put the number of educators on ballots for offices from school board to state legislature at more than 300, more than double the 2014 and 2016 numbers. For some, victory can mean a leave of absence from the classroom or even resigning to handle their new responsibilities. And now let's take a look at the weather.
Looking at the national weather map, the Pacific Northwest stays dry again today, along with that narrow band from East Texas through the south and into the Rust Belt. For the most part, the rest of the country is under rain and thunderstorm warnings, with 2 spots highlighted for particularly heavy rains, causing flash flooding conditions as parts of the middle lower Mississippi Valley, as well as northeastern Pennsylvania into New York State and lower New England. Regionally, high pressure will remain relatively stationary over the Four Corners through Wednesday. Enough moisture remains trapped beneath the ridge for isolated thunderstorms in the afternoons. Storms should form first over the mountains of the Continental Divide and the San Juans, with a few storms moving off the hills and over the valleys. Valleys will also contend with wind gusts. Smoky conditions will continue. Isolated showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and early evening will bring a chance for the wind gusts to be 35 miles an hour, mainly south of I-70. Storms will develop over the higher terrain and produce winds which may reach nearby valleys. Again, there's a slight chance of afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms each day this week. Lightning, gusty winds, and small hail will be the main threat with storms. So the local 5-day DCTV outlook today: areas of smoke, mostly sunny with a high near 89, light and variable wind becoming west-northwest 5 to 10 miles an hour in the afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 59. North-northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming east-northeast after midnight. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 88. East winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming west in the afternoon. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 60. West winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming east-southeast after midnight. And now Thursday, a 20% chance of showers afternoon, partly sunny with a high near 87. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming west-northwest in the afternoon. Thursday night, we remain at a 20% chance of showers before midnight, partly cloudy with a low around 60. And Friday and heading into the weekend, our high temperatures continue to come down just a bit off of the 90-plus days, with Friday expected to be mostly sunny with a high near 87. Friday night, partly cloudy with a low around 59. Saturday, sunny with a high near 88. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 58. Sunday, sunny with a high near 87. Sunday night, mostly clear with a low around 58 as well. And now, back to the news.
According to the Cortez Journal, a plan for a new bus garage for Dolores schools will be put out for rebid. Board members decided at their meeting last week. Previous bids came in higher than what was budgeted for the project, reported District Superintendent Phil Casper. The board voted to set the maximum price at $300,000 for a two-bay ventilated garage large enough for school buses. The new 3,600 square foot metal building would also house an office and an employee break room. The plans include a mechanic's trench and bus washing equipment. The new garage would be located north of the bus parking area. The Transportation Department manages 16 school vehicles, including the bus fleet. The current transportation facility is outdated, inefficient, and unsafe for workers, said Larry Funk, transportation coordinator. The one mechanic bay is not large enough for one bus. The heating and ventilation systems are poor, and the roof leaks. Except for some minor changes, the architect's plans and soil testing have been completed for the new building project. If the plan goes forward for a new garage, the old transportation building will remain for storage purposes.
Reported in Colorado Politics, graphic from the Washington Post. However, Coloradans vote this November on a proposal to change the way the state draws its congressional district boundaries. The people who draw the next set of lines after the 2020 census likely will have a little more work to do. That's because Colorado is expected to gain an 8th seat in Congress after the next national headcount, up from the current 7, according to the latest census estimates as analyzed by the Washington Post. The Post says Colorado is one of 6 states that are projected to gain 1 or more congressional districts following the next census. If so, the first election for that 8th seat would happen in 2022. Fast-growing Texas is projected to gain 3 seats after 2020, while Florida adds 2 and Colorado, Arizona, North Carolina, and Oregon adds 1 apiece. Meanwhile, Alabama, Illinois, Michigan, Minnesota, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and West Virginia are each expected to lose a congressional seat. Under the U.S. Constitution, representatives in Congress shall be apportioned among the several states according to their respective numbers, as determined every 10 years by the census. The U.S. House of Representatives has 435 members. Every decade, fast-growing states are awarded more seats in Congress, and states that lose population or grow more slowly, that others lose seats. Colorado last gained a congressional seat, its 7th, after the 2000 census. As Joey Bunch reports in Colorado Politics August 10th cover story, the state's congressional district boundaries currently are set by a vote of the state legislature, subject to a gubernatorial veto. But Amendment Y on the fall ballot would create a bipartisan commission to do the job. One potential obstacle to Colorado gaining a seat in Congress, in the view of some, is what State House Speaker Crisanta Duran, Democrat of Denver, has called a chilling effect through our Latino communities from a proposed census question about citizenship. The Trump administration wants to ask about citizenship on the main census questionnaire. 18 states, including Colorado and the District of Columbia, have sued over the proposal, with Governor John Hickenlooper suggesting that asking for citizenship information could scare immigrants into avoiding the census, possibly leading to an undercount of Colorado's population. The census traditionally has counted all residents, whether in the country legally or not.
According to the Cortez Journal, the Wild Edge Brewing Collective of Cortez was voted People's Choice Brewery during the first annual Pine River Brewfest Saturday at Eagle Park in Bayfield. The Brewfest featured regional brews and barbecue while raising funds for the Bay Frank Foundation, which provides music and outdoor education for youths. Local breweries at the festival were Mancus Brewing Company and Wild Edge Brewing Collective, along with Fenceline Cider of Mancus. The festival also included the Bottom Shelf Brewery, Ska Brewing, and Carver Brewing of Durango, as well as Eddie Line of Buena Vista, Golden Block of Silverton, Pagosa Brewing, and Riff Raff Brewing of Pagosa Springs and Telluride Brewing Company. Fenceline Cider of Mancus, Durango Craft Spirits, and Honey House Distillery took ciders and liquor. The People's Choice Award was the only award given and was decided by voters.
Reported in the Times call out of Longmont, Colorado. Photo credit Louis Geyer staff photo. For now, at least, the oversized drinking straw adorning a utility marker on Airport Road will remain a mystery. Longmont area political parties, a public art group, and an environmental group all said Monday they didn't know the straw's origin. A neighbor said it appeared about 2 weeks ago. The straw is largely made of papier-mâché painted white with a red stripe on the street-facing side and a yellow stripe on the side facing the sidewalk. The bend in the bendy straw is made using a PVC pipe joint. It is a guerrilla art installation, or is it? A protest prop left for the public to contemplate? Many speculated the sudden appearance might be connected to recent efforts around the country to decrease the use of plastic straws in order to limit litter in oceans and landfills. Lance Seiko, a Longmont resident, when asked about whether the straw could be there for a political purpose, said that feels right to him. Quote, "I think that suspicion is correct, whether it's a left protest or a right protest about the recent banning of straws in California," he said. While it seems sudden, the national conversation about plastic straws might have some roots in Longmont. A Longmont boy has presented before numerous national gatherings and organizations about the need to discourage the use of plastic straws ever since he started researching the industry when he was 9 years old. Milo Kress moved with his family from Bend, Oregon to Longmont in 2014 when he was 12. By 2015, Kress had convinced Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper to declare July 11th Straw-Free Day statewide, a practice now encouraged year-round by the National Restaurant Association and the Colorado Restaurant Association. I guess we missed it this year. The idea of going plastic strawless has caught on this summer, prompted by a video marine biologist Christine Figener filmed in 2015 of her team removing a plastic straw stuck in a sea turtle's nose. The video went viral, and companies such as Starbucks, American Airlines, and Disney announced they would take steps to eliminate plastic straws and stirrers. The straw talk inspired a backlash from people with disabilities who need straws to drink and from people who said it was a side issue, drawing focus away from other, more pressing environmental contaminants. Locally, there was talk last year of instituting elements of a plastic straw ban in Boulder, and some businesses in Boulder County, such as Jefe's Tacos in Longmont, have voluntarily eliminated single-use plastic items. But as for the giant papier-mâché straw on Airport Road, heads of groups with members who might feel passionately either way on the straw bans said they were clueless about the mysterious object. Abby Driscoll, the chairwoman of the Board of Directors for Sustainable Resilient Longmont, said she didn't know who placed the straw on the utility marker. And be sure to research what a sustainable, resilient town really is all about. Lauren Greenfield, the city's administrator of the Art in Public Places program, said she hadn't heard about the straw either. So the straw origin continues to be unknown. Anyone want to make a giant pinto bean for Dove Creek? Give the DC Chamber a call. Who knows? Maybe we'll make the Colorado news.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of August 6th through the 12th. Investigated a report of subjects shooting firearms near a local residence. Received a report of careless driving. The driver was contacted and issued a citation. An injured deer was reported in town. Animal control was contacted. There were marijuana compliance checks conducted by officers this week. There was a report of a suspicious vehicle at a county shop. An officer located the vehicle and everything was okay. That concludes today's roundup. Stay tuned for continued updates.
And today's High Canyon Country happenings. Friday, August 17th, the State Line Bar and Grill is hosting their August Cajun Boil with live music by Billy and the Kid, featuring Dove Creek's own Kevin Frazier. With the boil available starting at 5 p.m. and the music starts at 6:30. Weather permitting, they will be rocking the patio. The regular dinner menu is also available and kitchen is open until 9 p.m. Saturday, August 18th, the RTA fundraiser, Rico Trails Association, is having their fundraiser at 10:30 a.m. at the Rico Town Park. They're doing a super fun group ride that starts at 10:30, followed by delicious Aemono street tacos. I'm probably not saying it correctly. And the music with Porch Couch starts at 1:30 p.m. Beverages from Telluride Brewing Company and Telluride Distilling Company, and over $3,000 worth of goodies in their silent auction and raffle. They say it's a don't you dare miss it good time. August 18th in Dove Creek at Deb's Diner, there will be a meet and greet with Trish Zornio, a scientist exploring a run for the U.S. Senate for Colorado for 2020. That's Cory Gardner's current seat. Want to talk about water management, healthcare, environmental security, education? Trish wants to hear what's important to you, so come and share what matters most. The event is free and welcome to all ages. The meet runs from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. All of the happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, original stories, and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us. The email is dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand.
Be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the news in our area, and of course, please share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.